Shalom. Welcome back. First and foremost, I want to give all glory, praises, and honors to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you, Akim, that's pushing this truth and sincerity. This is going to be a quick little, more of a rant than anything at the gig, and going on my regular stops, because I drive a truck or whatever for my job. And I would go to these places. Some of these places, these are Edomite establishments, and the looks on these people's faces, man, more and more as time draws on, it's just a defeated look. All right, just a defeated look. Now they see me coming, and faces all scrunching up, all halfway angry, trying to give me that negative energy, but I'm just I'm just laughing in the back of my head because everything was all good just a couple months ago. All right, they all cheery, trying to speak to you now. It's a whole nother story, man. And I'm just telling this story because Esau is truly defeated in his spirit, man. These regular Joe Six-Pack Edomites, working a regular job, dealing with bills, dealing with kids, dealing with a nagging wife. These people are are through in the spirit, straight through. But that gets me to another point. There's a saying: an animal is most dangerous when it's either cornered or wounded. And right now Esau is feeling that pressure. He's feeling his kingdom slipping away. He's feeling things aren't what they used to be. So don't be surprised, as you've seen up in Michigan. I believe it was 13 Edomites, part of a militia trying to kidnap the governor. You're going to see more outbursts. You're going to see more random events. You're going to see random Edomites going at Jake. Okay, because these people see that their kingdom is ended, and guess what? They're gonna need somebody to blame. All right, and Esau is so simple. He's not gonna look at the elite. He's gonna look at us, the Israelites, you Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. All right. They were talking about the NBA Finals and how the ratings was abysmal. They were so down because all of the Black Lives Matter protests and the sayings that were on the back of their jerseys, and how he basically didn't want to watch because of that. So they see what's going on, they see the change, and they're not liking it, they're not having it. All right. And I was just watching something on the news where one of the so-called COVID experts got on TV talking about Thanksgiving, and basically was saying this Thanksgiving is going to send cases soaring. And when it's your Thanksgiving dinner, you gotta have that mask on. I'm sorry, you gotta have that mask on. All right. Now I found an article on it, and I'm gonna get into this article, but let me read the scripture real quick. Let's go to the book of. Let's get this right here, Matthew 24:12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, right? So people are going to become more and more tribal out here. People are going to become more and more desperate and dangerous. And just get prepared mentally to see some real stuff out here, man. I heard a story of my girl babysits for this family, all right? And the mother of the child that she babysits was telling a story of how their neighbor, who was a Jake, right? Because I believe the people she babysits for is Edomites, but their neighbor, which is a Jake, who's always helping out in the community, doing things for their neighbor. They were coming home, and the neighbor next to him, right, had a party, and they were out there drinking and whatever. But basically, my girl was telling me the story how that other Edomite neighbor on the side of the Jake came and approached the Jake, going in on him, talking about Trump, trying to get into his house, trying to basically get physical with him. And she was telling me a story because the people that she babysit with, she was like, they couldn't believe it. Like the other day, the Jake was just helping this Edomite jump his car. So real quick, so-called friends and neighbors can turn into enemies. That's the point I wanna put out there. So never get too comfortable around your enemy. As the scriptures talk about, never trust thine enemy. All right. But let me read this again. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right. So the times we're coming in are real serious times. All right. Real wicked times, real desperate times for certain individuals. So you're going to see a lot of people just lose it out here. All right. Now let me read a little bit of this article. It says Robert Redfield warns that Thanksgiving gatherings could send COVID-19 cases soaring. Public health experts have found evidence that small household gatherings are starting to drive the growth in the U.S. COVID-19 cases and have warned that Thanksgiving could send the numbers of cases spiraling. U.S. Centers, CDC and Prevention said. A call with the nation's governors on Tuesday, CNN obtained audio of the chat in which Redfield said, what we're seeing as the increasing threat right now is actually acquisition of infection through small household gatherings. You see that? Now earlier, when this pandemic so-called pandemic started, they were saying that we're gonna have to split up families, take children, and that's still coming. You know, these weren't empty threats, but all these things are on the table. They're getting everything in position for the really big push. All that contact tracing, you see, all this mandatory testing, all these things are coming downhill, and Europe is going completely insane because they're back in lockdown. So let me get back in this article. It says what we're seeing as an increasing threat right now is actually acquisition of infection through small household gatherings. Particularly with Thanksgiving coming up, we think it's really important to stress the vigilance of these continued mitigation efforts. All right. So they're still pushing this, and like I said on the news that was just on, they were saying in between eating at your so-called Thanksgiving, as we call it, Thanksgiving dinner, make sure you put that mask back on. So, the absurdness is just going to get even more and more crazy. More and more people are going to get stirred up. More and more fear is going to get pushed. And fear-based mind control is right on the horizon. All right. Let's grab this right here. This is Jeremiah 51:9. It says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go everyone into his own country. For her judgment reaches unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. So there is no healing for this place. There is no redemption for this place. This place is finished, man. And the looks on these Edomites' faces today was just priceless. If I could pull out my phone and just take a picture of them, I wanted to straight up just start laughing, because you know that this thing is eating them inside, man. Everything that's going on, the election, the so-called protests, all right. Everybody's talking about racism. Everybody is on edge, okay? Everybody's on edge, and this thing is about to boil over. You can feel the spirit in the air, man. You know? So, let me grab another scripture. Because Jake, man, don't get comfortable out here, man. Do not get comfortable out here. You see? What I'm looking for? Salakia. But when the Messiah returns, everything is going to be. When he returns, everything is going to be on fire. Like I was saying, this is Luke 12:49. I am coming to send fire on the earth, and what will I if it be already kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how am I straitened till it be accomplished? Suppose ye that I come to give peace on earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. So that's just the point I really want to drive home and push. Is that it's gonna get wild out here, man. That so-called human decency and friendliness and so-called community and all that shit is about to go out the window. It's gonna be so-called every man for himself. That spirit is gonna cover the earth, man. Right? As resources dry up, as people get into more and more sticky situations, to say the least, you know. And yeah, one more scripture, and then I'll end this off. All right. So this is 2 Ezra 15 and 16. It says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." So this is the spirit of rebellion that is prevalent throughout the earth right now, and really focus in on what they're doing in Europe with these lockdowns and draconian measures. Australia in particular. All right, this thing is a powder keg and it's getting ready to blow. All right, but that's the point. This is more of a rant than anything. I want to give all glory, praise, and honors to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom next time.